go, my dearest.
Good morning. We are out here going to be chasing the Firefall. Last night when we went to bed, there was no snow on the ground. We were a little worried that there was going to be any water for us to see Firefall. Today it is snowing. You can see everything is completely covered, and we're hoping it clears up a little bit later today, because for the next 48 hours, we're gonna be trying to see the Firefall here in Yosemite. We're gonna be telling you everything you need to know about it. So here's to hoping. Here is our home for the next few days. We are gonna be sleeping in the back of our car. We have 2 sleeping bags. So we have a down sleeping bag on the inside, and then we have our less nice sleeping bag on the outside, just so we can keep all of the warmth in, because it is going to be pretty chilly over the next 48 hours. Right now, it's probably in the 20s, low 30s, but later tonight, the low is going to be 15 degrees. So we wanna make sure we stay nice and warm. But yeah, we're gonna take you on a full day of exploring here in hopes to see Firefall. And then tomorrow, we're gonna be doing the same exact thing where the weather looks a little bit better.
So before planning a Firefall trip to Yosemite National Park, there are a few things that you're gonna wanna know. You can only see the Firefall really around February 8th to the 23rd, depending on the slight date difference each year, but that's generally the range that you're gonna see the Firefall in the park. Secondly, since you're coming here in winter, the availability for hiking is quite limited, since a lot of the hikes will be fully snowed in. So a lot of the hikes that you're typically gonna wanna see, you're gonna either need snowshoes for, or they're closed. So you're gonna need some alternatives, and we'll give you exactly which ones we recommend doing in the winter in this video. Third is Tioga Road and the road up to Glacier Point is closed in February. So that means you won't be able to go see Taft Point, Glacier Point, Sentinel Dome, any of those things up on that road. So just keep that in mind. And a lot of the camping is quite limited. So we're camping in the Upper Pines campground. They even limited it to half the sites available because it's winter, and they just have less staff during this time. And a lot of the other campgrounds are closed. So like right now, Lower Pines is closed. So make sure to reserve your campgrounds pretty far in advance or at the last minute. We booked ours like a week in advance because of some of cancellations. So just keep that in mind. And lastly, you're gonna wanna carry chains in your car, because the conditions here change really frequently. It's actually mandatory in the wintertime during storm conditions, especially if it's snowing or raining, that you carry chains in your car. So make sure you do that. The Walmarts in Fresno right outside of the park, their chain purchases are non-refundable. So you're gonna probably be better off buying them in advance and bringing them in just in case you need them. All right, so today, this is our first attempt at seeing the Firefall. It's about 4 o'clock. Sunset is gonna be around 5:30-ish. So the closest that you can park to the actual Horsetail Falls viewing area is about 1.5 mile walk away. So we parked here at the closest parking lot, which is the shuttle stop number 7, which is the parking lot for Lower Yosemite Falls and Upper Yosemite Falls. It's right across from Camp 4. And this is where you're gonna wanna park to be the closest. Or if you're staying at the Yosemite Lodge, it's right adjacent to that parking lot too. We've typically brought bikes in the past when it wasn't snowing on us in the same day. So that's another hack too. If you're staying at one of the campsites, you can also bike over to the viewing area. But basically they block off a huge section of the valley floor, so you can no longer go and look at those viewing locations anymore, just because a lot of vegetation got trampled in years past. So it's really important that you stick to the designated viewing area. And last thing is, if you don't want to worry about parking in this lot or there's not enough spaces, you can always park at a different parking lot and take one of the shuttles on over here. They've been running pretty consistently throughout the day, even in the wintertime. We're here on a Friday right now, and it's not super busy. This is probably the least busy I've seen it in the 3 times we've done Firefall. That's probably because it's a weekday. I'm really intrigued to see how it is tomorrow on Saturday, and we'll keep you guys posted if there's a difference in crowd. With that, we are gonna go head out to the floor viewing location, and we'll see you guys over there.
All right, we are officially walking towards the Firefall. Like I said, we got about 1.5 miles. It's stunning though. You're walking next to these beautiful, beautiful mountains. It is pretty busy though. I'd say we probably passed around 100 to 200 people already walking over there. Parking lot was not full, but like G said, this is a Friday. We're also gonna be showing you what a Saturday looks like. All right, try number 1. We got skunked on. It was still a lot of fun, still a beautiful little sunset. Got some nice glows in the mountains, got some beautiful photos, but today, you know,
Not
That is one thing that you have to keep in mind when you do Firefall is it's really luck. You have to get the light to line up. You have to get no clouds. There has to be enough water. There's a lot of things that have to happen in order for you to see Firefall. So just one thing to keep in mind. I feel like it's really easy to compare this type of experience to when you're chasing the Northern Lights, because you never know what you're gonna get. You're reliant kind of on Mother Nature, and if everything aligns, that's what makes it so special. If you wanna see our Northern Lights video, go ahead and check it out down below. But the walk is about 30 minutes. Make sure you bring headlamps for the walk back, especially because Firefall happens at sunset. You wanna make sure you're not walking through the middle of the darkness. So we got our headlamps in the backpack for when it starts getting really dark, but we're almost back to the car. So we're gonna talk about the history of Horsetail Falls a little bit and really how Firefall came to be. It used to be when they would build a fire at the top of Glacier Point and they would push it off, which is kind of crazy to think that that was even allowed in Yosemite National Park with all the fire restrictions. But that has eventually turned into this natural phenomenon where there is, like I said, the sun hits Horsetail Falls at the perfect time. It only lasts for about 10 minutes. And even with all the perfect conditions happening, it only lasts for around 10 minutes, which is why it's become this huge ordeal, because it's really special in order to witness it. We've been coming here for the past couple years, and even with all the attempts, us hiking there, walking there, you still only can see it about 3 or 4 times, at least from our experience. Even last night, that's a great example. We walked all the way there. We got ready to shoot Firefall. We set up our tripods. Everything was ready. There was probably 400 people all waiting, and it didn't happen just because there was a big cloud that rolled in. So today, as you can see, it is looking absolutely beautiful. So we're taking you around to all of the best things to do, because when you come for Firefall, typically you're not just gonna come and hang out. You wanna see some of the other stops around Yosemite. So we're gonna take you in a loop to show you the best things to do when you are here for Firefall. You probably only need around 48 hours to 72 hours here in the park in order to see Firefall and see all of this. So with that, let's jump into some of our favorite spots to check out. So let's talk about some of the things that you can see here in the park when you're also checking out Firefall. We're gonna go in order. So as soon as you enter the park is the beautiful vista point of Tunnel View. That's one of our favorite spots. It's really nice to see during sunset or sunrise. Middle of the day is also stunning too. As soon as you go down the little hill, you're going to be greeted by Bridalveil Falls. It's a short little walk, but it is stunning, especially when we get a nice rainfall or it's been snowing. After that, you're going to keep on cruising, and that's where we're here now at Swinging Bridge. It gives you this beautiful vista where you can oversee Yosemite Falls, especially when it's been raining or snowing. It is just absolutely stunning. After that, you're going to keep on cruising, and you kind of have the choice to either go to the campgrounds, grab some coffee. You can even go ice skating over there.
Okay, depending on the weather during your stay, something really cool you can do in the wintertime is go ice skating here at Curry Village. You get an incredible view of Half Dome while you're going around the ring, and it's just a super fun way to add a little extra uniqueness to your visit in Yosemite National Park. They are open during certain hours and times. I'll post a photo here when they were open for us. So make sure to check the timetables before you come if you want to go ice skating. And just know when it's snowing or raining, it's probably not going to be open.
And that's also where Lower Pines, North Pines, and Upper Pines are. And then after that, you can loop back around and stop by Sentinel Bridge, which gives you this beautiful view of Half Dome. Continuing around the loop, we would also recommend stopping over and checking out Lower Yosemite Falls. Now, when you're doing this, you're gonna have to park at Yosemite Lodge and then walk about a mile over to the beginning of the trail, but it is a really nice paved trail. Maybe you could see some foxes, you might be able to see some bears, all kinds of different wildlife along the way. All right, we are here at Yosemite Falls. Beautiful. You can't see the upper Yosemite Falls because it is still very cloudy and rainy, but it's a beautiful area. So we definitely recommend doing that as one of your bigger hikes. If you're up for a really big hike, I would definitely check out the Mist Trail. Now, the Mist Trail can be a little treacherous because during the winter, the snow conditions really vary. So before you do that, I might recommend talking to a ranger. We've done it in the past and it was still really fun. Just make sure you bring your micro spikes or your snowshoes. And I do want to note that it is a different route when you do the Mist Trail during the winter time. Typically, you can just go out and back on the same trail. During the winter, to limit the amount of traffic on some of the soil, they they have you do a different route. So just keep that in mind when you guys are planning to do the Mist Trail. That is probably the biggest hike that I would recommend that you do. There's also Mirror Lake, which is a really nice, simple trail. The lake typically is pretty small this time of year, so I would once again talk to the ranger, see what conditions are like. And the last hike they would really recommend going and checking out is the 4-mile trail.
We're going up the 4-mile trail. It's closed 2.8 miles in, but we saw this really dope picture and we think it's from the 4-mile trail looking at the Firefall. So if it's dope, we're gonna stay up there and try and shoot it. If not, head down and go back to Northside Drive.
It is closed after you get past a certain point, but it is a really, really beautiful hike. And it's one of our favorite personal spots to see the Firefall as well. If you are up for hiking in the dark, it's a little treacherous, but it does get you out of the valley and away from most of the crowds. We saw the Firefall.
It's still going. Look at the bottom.
You're right. It was such an insane spot. And the last spot that you can check out on your way out of the loop is called Valley View. It's a super easy drive up. Tunnel view, you get like an upper area where you can see the entire valley, Half Dome, El Cap, and Bridalveil Falls. And then if you go to Valley View, it's a little bit of a different experience where you're right next to the river. We like to have some coffee there, enjoy the morning, and we got there about 10 o'clock today and the view was just ridiculous. So those are all the spots to check out in addition to Horsetail Falls. If you guys are coming back to Yosemite or you're looking for the summer, then I recommend checking out this video. We'll go ahead and link it down below. Those are all the best things to do during the summer with our favorite hikes, because that is when Glacier Point Road opens up and you'll be able to get all the way up to Glacier Point and Taft Point.
And we just want to say a huge thank you to the sponsor of today's video, OM System. Experiencing Firefall in Yosemite is not complete without having a good camera. The OM5 from OM Systems is super lightweight, portable, and so great for traveling and road trips. Check out all the photos that we've taken on our trip so far. The nice thing is that it's super user-friendly, very beginner-friendly, and it also has a nice zoom. So you have a 12 to 45 millimeter lens on here where you can zoom in pretty well for a tiny camera. It shoots in auto, it shoots in manual, so no matter how skilled you are with your camera, this is gonna be a great option for you.
Another one of my favorite parts about this is the internal live ND setting. So since we are here during the winter and the snow can be a little extreme, when we're shooting, sometimes I'll wish that I could put an ND filter, but instead of having to go grab one, attach it, screw it on, I can just flip on my ND filter and it allows me to shoot at a much lower aperture, whether I'm doing photos or if I'm doing video here in the snow. I've used it like 3 or 4 times already this trip. It's just another reason that we love it. So if you guys want to check out the OM5 and everything else that OM Systems has to offer, all you have to do is go to our link in the description and check it out. We have loved using it. It came on our past 3 trips and we're getting ready to head out to Switzerland with it as well. Cannot wait for it. All right, we are going in for round 2. The sun is out, vibes are high. G, how are you feeling?
Feeling good.
We're excited, we're hoping tonight is the night to see it. It's been a great day. We've seen all the sights. Everything that we told you to do earlier, you could probably do in around 24 hours. So just finished up hiking Lower Yosemite Falls, and now it is time to go and see the Firefall. Woohoo! All right, we have set up camp. You can see El Cap is right over here. We got here about 2 hours before most of the other people got here, so we could get a nice little spot. The clouds have rolled a little bit, but we are still hopeful that it will pop out. One thing to remember is on Saturday, it is so busy out right now. So if you guys are planning on coming into the park, make sure you guys get in early. And just a reminder, once again, Monday through Friday, you don't need permits to come in, but on Saturday and Sunday, you do need either day permits or campgrounds inside. So we're gonna sit around, hope. Crowds are a little crazy. We have about 200 people sitting with us, all waiting for the Firefall. So let's see if it happens. And with that, we are gonna be wrapping up this video. If you found this video helpful at all, don't forget to give us a like and subscribe, because we're gonna be posting a new bucket list adventure every single week of 2025, just like this. And I hope that you can make it to see Firefall someday in the future. With that, we'll see you out there on the next adventure.